Hi guys, this is Kevin Kleinman, head trader at Watchhimtrade.com. Today's date is Saturday, October 18th, 2014. I've got an interesting segment for you today. We are 2 days removed from Netflix absolutely tanking on earnings. The stock dropped about 120 points, which you can see so eloquently on this daily chart. Closed Wednesday at 440, Thursday opened at 330, Friday closed at 357. So Netflix got shat on. Market did not like what it heard. And with that though, somebody did like what they heard from Netflix, or at least they liked what they saw the stock do in terms of a buying opportunity. Marc Cuban, entrepreneur, famous entrepreneur, owner of the Dallas Mavericks, guest on Shark Tank regularly, announced yesterday via Twitter that he was buying Netflix stock. As you can see in his tweet, he says it's half the value of Yahoo, 10 billion less than Twitter. He thinks that it is time to buy. The Netflix 120-point drop looks like a good buying opportunity to him. Now, a couple things I want to point out about this. He tweeted at 8:33, and Twitter has their times as Pacific time zone. So if he tweeted this at 8:33, that means Eastern time, market time, it was 11:33. Now, I record all of my own trading, and I happen to be trading Netflix on Friday, and I think I saw Marc Cuban's exact buy order go through on the level 2. It was pretty neat. I'm going to point it out in just a couple minutes. But before I show that footage, I want to make my argument here as to why I think I saw the purchase on level 2. First things first, a billionaire like Cuban, you got to figure that he's got some advisors he talks to or something of the kind. You know, his money probably isn't just sitting in an E-Trade account, is what I'm trying to say. He maybe has to get on the phone, make a call when he wants to buy a lot of stock in something. He told CNBC yesterday that he bought at least 50,000 shares of Netflix. So he tweeted this at, again, 11:33 Eastern time. Now, this is just speculation, and if Mr. Cuban, if you see this, I'd love for you to confirm or deny this. But I am speculating that Mark bought his shares in Netflix about 50 minutes before this tweet came out. At 10:43 Eastern time or thereabout is exactly when I'm estimating Cuban bought his shares, and I'll show in the footage why I believe that to be the case. But first of all, couple argumentative points here. If I was a billionaire and I had just bought 50,000 shares worth of stock, or I was buying 50,000 shares worth of stock, I wouldn't be tweeting to somebody 4 minutes later. I wouldn't have time to respond to a tweet. But if you look, that's exactly what Mr. Cuban did. So he tweeted that he was buying Netflix at 8:33 Pacific time, and then 5 minutes later he's responding to somebody about Cyberdust app and all this. Okay, so just thinking like a trader, like somebody who hopes to be a billionaire, if I buy 50,000 shares of Netflix, which the price was around $345, okay, we're talking, what, $17 million? That's what that comes out to. He also told CNBC he shorted a bunch of puts as soon as he did that. He shorted a bunch of puts yesterday on Netflix. So you're telling me as soon as he does that, he's tweeting people? I don't think so. If I'm putting millions and millions of dollars into the market, you better believe I'm going to watch and see what the stock does and then start talking to people about it. So yes, Cuban tweeted at 8:33, I'm buying Netflix at half the value of Yahoo, but I do not think he bought Netflix right after this tweet. He wouldn't want to run up his own market. He knows that as soon as he tweets this, the stock is likely going to see some type of reaction higher. So you would want to have already bought the position first. Notice he doesn't say, I'm buying Netflix stock right now, or I bought Netflix stock 10 minutes ago. So it's impossible to know exactly when without him confirming some stuff for us. But he just says, I'm buying Netflix stock at half of Yahoo. So really that could be taken as just kind of one sentence. I'm buying Netflix stock at half of Yahoo, 10 billion less than Twitter. He's not telling us when he bought it. So now for the evidence. Okay, and the first part I'm going to show is the Netflix chart at when I think he bought, which is 10:43. This is a zoomed in 1 minute chart on Netflix here, and you can see the stock was around 345 and it went from 345 to 347 in 1 minute at 10:43 on over 75,000 shares. And I'm going to zoom out and you can see that that was far and away the best bounce Netflix had seen on the highest volume it had seen up into that point when it had started to drop. Okay, Netflix had been falling all day Friday morning, open 360, crashed down to the low 340s, had a couple bounces here and there, such as at 9:45 in the morning, but there you went from 349s up to 351s, okay, and your volume was 60,000 shares, so it could have been the 50,000 shares Mark bought at that time, but again, I don't think so, and I'll show you why with level 2 here in a few moments. This bounce, though, you went 344.80s up to 347s, and again, on 80,000 shares, so that definitely could have been when he bought his shares. 50,000 of those could have certainly fit in there. But let's turn to the level 2 action, and this is what caught my eye, and at the time that it happened, it was so remarkable just to see it. And it's very clear that this is one buyer that is driving up the price on Netflix. So it's about 10:42. I'll start it. So it's 10:41.50, okay? In the morning, Friday, October 17th, you can see Netflix is down 4.5%. And this is right around when I think Marc Cuban steps into the market and makes his purchase. I want you to focus on market maker ARCA on the bid side of the level 2, because ARCA clearly, as I'll show, comes in here and drives the price up with either a market order or what looked like maybe a limit 347 order, because as soon as ARCA got up to 347, the buying stopped. So I'm going to click play here, and over the next few minutes you will see what I think is some very entertaining and interesting level 2 action. So it hasn't started yet. It starts within the next 60 seconds or so. First of all, just notice the spread. You know, we've got like a 20-cent spread. Nothing really wide or super tight. Just looks to be normal trading activity. This is how Netflix had been trading majority of the day. This is how it usually trades. And within the next 60 seconds, I'll pause it when it happens, you're going to see ARCA get super aggressive on the bid and really push this thing up. You're going to go from 345 to 346 in the blink of an eye. It starts right there, okay? I'll rewind just a second. It just started right now. You can see ARCA already is best bid. But watch this. When I click play again, you're going to look how quickly the bids start jumping all of a sudden, kind of out of nowhere, led by ARCA. So here it is, above 45. ARCA starting to act best bid. ARCA goes away for a second. He's going to come back up though, and then things are going to speed up. So we whacked out 45s. Watch ARCA now, and just watch how quickly the bid starts stacking in the 45s. And I'm going to pause it a couple times, and every time I pause it, you're going to see ARCA as best bid. So here we go. Bids start really jumping. Here we go. Here we go. Look how those bids jumped up. Look at our spread now. We've got a 1-cent spread, and look who's up there, best bid. ARCA, best bid, 900 shares, okay? Only 1 penny between bid and ask right next to each other. That never happens on Netflix. You never have a spread of only 1 penny, but you did right here, and look at all these orders starting to go through on time and sales. Tons of hits going through on the ask. Watch it continue here. Look how quickly we come up. Look at that. 30 to 58 on the bid right away, and who's leading the way, guys? ARCA. best bid. Now we're going to come up near 56s. And now, sorry, 46s. Here we are now testing 46. Again, in the blink of an eye, I paused it again. Who do we have best bid with that penny spread? ARCA. Best bid still. We clear 46s. As soon as we clear 46s, you're starting to test 30s, and look, here it is again. ARCA is best bid once again. So, clearly to me, continuing to see ARCA be the best bid, there's a big buyer in here. And I'm speculating that it's Marc Cuban. And if it's not, it's still one single buyer from what I can tell. Because, yeah, there's other buyers coming in, but they are buyers. They are likely algo programs that are getting triggered because of the pressure, the upside pressure ARCA is putting on the stock. You can see it now. He's going to take this thing up to 47. And the most convincing part, as we look at it again, where ARCA's best bid with only a 1 cent spread, the most convincing part is going to be once we get up to 47, and once ARCA stops being best bid, Netflix comes back down to 45 in the blink of an eye. So here we go again. We're coming up on that 47. Look at this. ARCA, best bid as we get up near 47. And this is why I speculated it was only a limit 47 order, because the buying stops right at 47. You can't break out above 47. It was almost like ARCA did not have clearance to go above 47. We saw him go above it just a second, and then he got whacked out. And this is what you'll see it. So watch this move above 47. And I'm going to pause it. ARCA shows up for a second, and he gets whacked out. All right, so here we are. We're testing 47. ARCA is best bid 347.06. I think this is when the buying stops, because watch what happens. ARCA is going to get whacked out, and he's not going to be best bid. I'll pause it again, and then it's going to go down quickly towards 45. He gets whacked out right there. Look, now ARCA is not best bid. He's not even second best bid. He's dropped down to 346s. Now NSDQ is best bid. Okay, ARCA is no longer active on the bid. And you can see that it starts being able to get pressure back down. Just pausing it again, you can see ARCA now has disappeared. Once again, 5-10 seconds later, he's still not best bid. Now he's dropped down in the 345.90s. So whoever was doing the buying through ARCA, which I think was Marc Cuban, pulled the order, he got it, or he just filled all he wanted, and he's no longer in the market buying stock. And that's just pretty clear. You saw ARCA leading the way up, and now that ARCA is no longer bidding, we're seeing the stock come down. And look how much slower it gets. As soon as ARCA leaves, Netflix is back to trading, kind of routinely, run-of-the-mill. You don't have that crazy fast speed anymore. Just pausing it again, just to point out once again, ARCA's nowhere to be found. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bidders before you get to ARCA. Big contrast to when it was moving up with that speed higher. Now we whack things out. Look at that, whack things out, and now just pausing again, ARCA doesn't want any here. He filled his order. ARCA, that big buyer through ARCA, got what he wanted. Again, NSDQ best bid, EDGX. You got to go down 6 bids before you see ARCA hanging on at 345.50. So that is when I think Marc Cuban bought. And if you just look, you say, okay, well, that's just kind of one instance of level 2 price action. How can you make that determination? Well, because I was watching Netflix stock all day. And anybody else who was watching Netflix stock all day, like me, if we just play some footage here, you never had ARCA being aggressive. So like right now, ARCA's best bid, again, right, 351.77. I just rewinded to 9:49, so about an hour earlier in the day. And just to make the point that, yeah, ARCA's best bid again, there's that in common, but there's no speed, there's no aggression by Arca. He's not taking things up quickly, when the stock is trying to move up. Again, it's just kind of run-of-the-mill. It's trading normally. There's decent speed here, but nothing like what I just showed you at the outset with Arca, really being powerful to the upside. Let's just go, 20, 25 minutes later just to look at another sample of level 2 price action. So now here we are at 10:04. Again, you can see Arca is best bid here. But, nothing extremely aggressive. He's not pushing it up towards 351. So, it doesn't look like there's a big buyer in here right now. Just going down, testing 350. Again, notice Arca really not being aggressive. I'm just telling you guys, I was watching this thing all day, and there was nothing special about anything until 10:43 when Arca started getting super aggressive. You can see it again. We're dipping here again and just kind of normal price action, down ticks, up ticks, but nothing super fast. So you take these three samples that I've just shown you, and again, I want to go back to 10:43 because it's just amazing how different the speed and the dominance by Arca is on this price action. So I've gone back to the original clip around 10:42, 10:43 when I believe Marc Cuban came into the market and bought Netflix. And I just want you to look at Arca again. I'm not going to pause it. I just want to play it in real time. Think about the clips I just showed you, 3 other points in the day, and now think about this action you're going to see right here, and tell me that there is not a huge buyer in the market. And hey, certainly be a coincidence if it wasn't Marc Cuban. Just letting this play. It's going to happen right here after this downtick below 45. The bids are going to start getting aggressive, and you're going to see Arca leading the way. Here we go. It just started. Look at those upticks right there. That's incredible. They get whacked out, and they're coming right back up. So quickly to 346. And look at that spread. Now you're coming up, up. Arca just, he wants all he can handle here. And then here we come up towards 47. As soon as Arca gets whacked above 47, the buying stops, the price action slows back down, and it starts coming back down. He's still in there at the moment. And now he gets whacked, and then it's over. All right, now it's over. Now the price action is going to slow back down. Look at that. Just kind of right back down to that normal price action on the day that I showed you, at 9:45 and then at 10:04. So I hope this video makes it to Marc Cuban's eyes, because I really am confident that I saw exactly when he bought, and then I'm pointing it out to you guys right now, and it'd be pretty cool if he could either confirm or deny it, because, just kind of one of those neat things. But again, whether it was him or not, hopefully from this video you still noticed something about level 2 that you haven't before, and you understand how you can use level 2 to spot when a big buyer, maybe Marc Cuban, maybe Joe Billionaire, comes into the market and starts taking a position. And it's only really level 2 where you can see that happen first. A chart can show you high spikes in volume, but it won't show you what that volume looked like as it was coming in. It won't show you how aggressively the bids were acting, okay? So that's stuff you're only going to get by watching level 2, and that's why I watch it every day for all my reads. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and Mr. Cuban, if you're out there and you see this, let me know, bro. I think that was you.